Good morning. Ooh. Hey guys, you see when you're following FYP, YT, YMCMB, AMG, DDG because today it's Small House Saga. I think that's episode 17, right? Yeah, let's get it. Grrr. Speaking of 17, who remembers that other song MTV based Nick channel ONZ 17 17 anyway, ndinokumbira musakanga no like my videos, okay, especially on YouTube. I need at least 500 likes, kuti tirambo tichingoendererawo mberi. So support your African Gold Stream, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tanata Marinera, okay? I know y'all gonna do it, so thank you. Even panopa TikTok, you need to like my videos. Support an African Gold Stream. With that being said, let's get it. Munhu wedu wanhasi, we are going to call it Umbali. So guys, I just want to tell you something. We are going a bit international, okay? As Zimbabweans, let me just say as Zimbabweans. So this story comes from a girl who's from South Africa, but she was dating a Zimbabwean man and she ended up knowing our language and stuff like that. So that's why she's always on my channel. So Angajiti, if you can, maybe try to do Shonglish more. Silly, I go back. Try to do Shonglish more, because I have a couple of people that I hadn't told my story, and I feel like if I just refer them to your story, then they can just get the picture, because most of you didn't get the picture unless the flash is on, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's get started. So Mbali says she was 23 years at that time, and she was in Ekapa in Cape Town, and she met a guy who was driving a nice baby Benz. It was a baby Benz, right? So she was just like, oh, this baby Benz is cute, because yangeka pimp anima colors, and one thing about colors, they pimp marites shikudaro, like it just grabs your attention, like oh, because the nigga that that thing, and it just be looking so nice. So she was just like, oh, who this is, who this is. And then she realized, oh, it's a man, naman did this. And she was just like, she was with her friends, nemafriends akhe ndova kuti ngatimbofambe kumashure kwembinga, right? Because mbinga yakabva yabuda chi mumota. We already know mbinga inonzani. Exactly, Big Mike. So Big Mike ovabuda mota mime vatanga ufamba, and then Bali and their friends started walking behind Big Mike, and it just so happened kuti mshop maipinda na Big Mike ndo maipinda uchi Mbali and company. And when they were there, they just started talking na Big Mike, because Big Mike was actually waiting on his order. Mamrim Steers, he was waiting on his order, and Umbali and friends were also right next to him, and they were just like hi, that type of thing. And their friends knew Umbali already crushed on the nigger, so they were like, girl, you talk to him more, and they started talking, and this guy's like, hey, so where do you stay? Do you girls have transport after this? And they're just like, I know, we are actually just we just the waka around, but we stay in Fulani. And the guy's like, oh no, that's too far and I can't go there, I'm very sorry, but I would definitely love to like keep chatting with you, so can I please have my numbers ako? In the end of Bandapa, Big Mike my numbers ango, and Big Mike was like, okay cool, I'm gonna talk to you later. And I also took Big Mike's number, but I was just like, I was telling my friends utinda piwa number na Big Mike, and I also gave him mine, and my friends were like, okay, now that you've already set the ground and whatnot, Mumi, did I say I could text you Usazomtrage? So the whole night, or rather the rest of the day and the whole night went by, and Big Mike didn't look for Umbali. And then the next morning, Big Mike was like, hey beautiful, how you doing? And then she was like, oh hi, how you doing? And the guy's like, oh, had breakfast yet? I think that was like around 9:30. Had breakfast yet? And she's like, no, I haven't had breakfast, I'm still in bed. And I was like, okay, get dressed, bath, freshen up and get dressed. Let me know when you're ready, send me your location, I'm gonna send an Uber to you so that you can come to Waterfront and we can, that type of thing. Okay, cool. So she gets ready, blah blah blah, they meet up for breakfast. I hope I not dinner, for breakfast, right? And Vadako breakfast, she says, the views were amazing, the company was amazing, and we were just like, wow, we vibe Todaro. And just after dinner we decided to go to watch a movie, and Timnozia like Bavi and they Waterfront more pane steak in a co as well. Oops, sorry. Stay Kineko as well. So Ndobatenda on a movie, and in the movie they got into it. Of course they got into it, and after the movie she was just like, listen, I don't just do with anybody, especially like in a situation like this, I don't just do this with anybody. So basically, you're not my boyfriend. And Big Mike is like, yeah, sure, surely. I was aiming to be a boyfriend anyway. Me and Big Mike start dating, but Big Mike was not available like that. He would be like available from specifically from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. 11 a.m. 5 p.m. So I would ask him, could he, Big Mike, what's really going on? And he would be like, oh no, I'm so busy, Shari. If anything, like, I prefer texting. I don't like calls. Like, they're just not for me. So try not to call me. I'm not a calls person. And the job that I do, I require to perform. So maybe try to like text me. And when I can text you back. I just want to give you a disclaimer before we continue the relationship. I changed or anything. Bali's like, okay, cool. So on Saturdays, Big Mike would be a bit more flexible. And vayenda kuma clubs, and then after clubbing, he would Uber her back home. So the way they would get intimate during the week. So even akapedza basa, because I want to basa 2 p.m. Big Mike would maybe come pick her up, because Aishanda go Century City. He would come pick her up, and then they would go to one of his friends' places, do whatever they do, and then over Mitra Ubod Chenda Kumba. So that's how it just kept, going on like. And then this other time, Dandina Big Mike could beach, and then Big Mike, his phone keeps ringing and I'm like, Big Mike, what's really going on, right? Big Mike is like, oh no, don't worry, I don't have to pick it up. And Umbali says, I was like, okay, let me just maybe try to exit the car. Then to say, maybe it's a call he can't pick up Pandiri. And sometime later, she comes back in the car and he's hearing Big Mike arguing with someone. But Mbali is South African, like I said, so she doesn't understand Shona. So you could hear he's speaking to a woman, but they're speaking in Shona, right? And she was like, listen, I do not speak Shona, but I have a couple of friends who speak Shona. So I was just like, let me call my friends. And I just called one of my friends, Rumbi, right? I first sent Rumbi a text, and I was like, Rumbi, listen, girl, this is what's happening. So I need you to tell me what these people are arguing about, right? So she called Rumbi, and Rumbi's just silent. She's like, oh, girl, that's his wife. They're actually arguing with Ndakapotsa. It looks like it's not his car, it's his wife's car. So the wife is wondering go to Rukupi and stuff like that, and he's lying to her, Kuti, listen, I'm just at the beach, Tatambonetana, so I just need to breathe and whatnot. So basically, your man is someone's man and you're the other woman. And she was like, what? So then she's like, Big Mike, you have a wife? He's like, no. And funny enough, Bali was like, open the boat. She opens the boat, and the car seat is in the boat. The car seat is in the boat, and she opens the boat. Arikona car seat, arikona a diaper bag. Arikutona like you have a child. Shanzi, this is my sister's car, chichichi. And I was like, you are lying to me. So her friend Rumbi was like, listen, muni auntie does he atwene family ndakamuntu wainini first end. And Mbali was just like, you know what, at the end of the day, Rumbi is like 33, unmarried, no kids, and she's always praying for a man. She goes to majejes anoenda kwana joni kwanani achinotsvaga chi a man. So I think she's just jealous, so let me just block her, right? Biggest mistake of her life, she says. So her and Big Mike start, getting into it. Until, of course, we love Ray Williams over here. Until this other time, Bali Aigeza, and then her mom gave her the phone. Kutishaga, I know Rugeza, but someone keeps calling. It's an unknown number. Maybe Basa, you probably have applied somewhere, or I don't know what Chichirukitika. And I was like, okay, cool, mom. Let me just dry up my hands in the diary. And then she's like, hello. And then this lady's like, hi, am I speaking to Umbali? And she's like, yes, this is Umbali who's speaking. And then this lady says, oh, I'm calling on behalf of your boyfriend. And then Umbali was like, oh, Big Mike, what's up? Ida say. And then that woman just hung up the phone. So she tries to call back, and now her call is being blocked. She can tell that my call is being blocked. She tries to look for that person on WhatsApp, and she realized this person has already blocked me. So she's now wondering, who's this person? So she took one of her sister's phones, and then over let me try to check Kutichi Munu Indiani. And then she realized that this woman is a profile picture, and on this profile picture she has a baby. But the thing about this baby is, mwana yanga kapfeka kahet kakaonekwa boot nani na Umbali keret kane chichi shikanzi, okay, now I think Rumbi was right. Then she was just like, okay, let me just ask Big Mike. She calls Big Mike awasudera. She called Big Mike 25 times, I kid you not, and Big Mike angasudera for one. And then when she was like, let me just chill, akutry kuda kungoti rega ndisiyane naye, akutoitawo go on about with her day. It just so happened kuti Big Mike sent her a message kuti, why would you be such a biatch? Like, why would you be such a biatch? And she's like, sorry, what happened, Shkanzi? Why did you tell someone my name? Someone calls you with an unknown number and they say your boyfriend blah blah and you say my name, why would you say that? And she's like, well, you are my boyfriend, it's not like the name of my boyfriend, I thought you would be happy. And then this guy's like, don't call me, I'm very busy, right? So this was she says at this point we were like 8 months into the relationship, right? And I was just like, and the funny thing is I never went to Big Mike's house. He always told me like, no, my house is being renovated, I don't like going near Nukumba, or our estate is just something else, and I got to question, or even my friends don't go there, I have nosy neighbors, or this and that. I never got around to actually go to his house. But for the first 5 months of dating, I actually thought his friend's house was his house, because we would get there, get comfortable, base. I don't know how to put it in English, maybe like a men's cave, but it's your friend's place, but it's a men's cave, if I should put it that way. If you've ever watched The Loft, it's like that type of situation. To people who don't understand the base, watch a movie called The Loft, right? So she was just like, listen, I'm not really sure. So 5 months that happened until this other time, as she was like, let me just wear your t-shirt, you just want to be cozy. And the guy's like, no, you can't wear those, so he kept saying like every yembe is not his. That's when she realized, it's not his place. He didn't have to say it, it's not my place, but she just figured it out, right? So she was just like, okay, cool. So Big Mike took some time umbali for like 2 weeks. He was not talking to me. All of a sudden he just comes around. He's like, yo, can I see you? It was a text, and she's like, sure, what time? And the guy's like, uchiri kushanda, like, go, can I walk? And she's like, yeah, I am. And then he says, okay, cool, I'll be in this car, blah blah blah. Let's say like I'm gonna be in a black Audi, pull up in a 4-door Audi, I'm gonna be in a 4-door Audi, this is the number plate. So you just come to entrance. She's like, okay, cool. So she finishes work, and then she goes kunotsvaga mota. She, obviously found the car of Atomanya Mota Meme, and she goes to passenger seat. So akapina mota, because it's tinted, akapina mota, and then she was like sitting, and then over there is over. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I'm really really sorry, your car looks like my boyfriend's car. And then that lady's like, really? And she says, yeah. And then this lady locks the doors. And then she looks behind her, like Brexit. She sees 2 other ladies, big mamas, who were behind. And they're like, who's your boyfriend? And she's like, nah, it's a mix-up. I'm really, really sorry. Let me just, sorry, sorry. Comes you off me. I'm really sorry. Let me just get out. And the lady's like, no, mama, you are not going anywhere. Bali, Akir. And she's like, yeah, I'm Bali. And she's like, yeah, you are in the right car. You thought you were meeting Big Mike, ne? And she says, yeah. And the lady says, well, you remember someone who called you some time ago? She's like, yeah. And then she says, yeah, I'm Big Mike's wife. And I can see you and my man are still doing what you're doing. So here's the thing. I'm going to take you somewhere, baby girl. And we need to talk about it. Woman to woman, eye to eye. Okay? Just sit there, relax, don't panic. Give me your phone. And I'm like, my phone? The ladies behind her, telephone, sisi. We are not joking. As it lalila. And they took the phone. But it's just like, listen, let me just explain. I do not know about you, or rather I did not know about you. He told me he stays with the sister and her child from time to time, and I've never been to his place, and I only figured it out 5 months into the relationship. Like, I'm so sorry, ma'am, I didn't know he's taken. He never said he had the wife. And the wife is like, no, don't worry, just save that for where we're going to. Till this day, Mbali Azoti akaenda copy near this lady, right? And the other 2 ladies. They went to a very, very secluded place. It was like bushy in a way, but it was close to a beach. But she knows kuti taka traveler. We traveled to the extent that we paid a toll gate. It was that far. So we get where we get with this lady. And she tells her friends to open the door for me and hold me kuti ndisatize. So at this point, I'm just like, Nkulunkulu, if I'm gonna die, it's okay. Asiphelelanga. So at this point, I'm just like, ma'am, listen, I did not know he's a wife. And then she's like, no, at some point you figured it out, right? You figured it out. So you cannot be telling me what you didn't know. Guys, when I say figured it out, I'm just copying spice, Jamaican. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So you figured it out, Kutichi. He has a wife. I know, the proof is in the text. And Bali's like, listen, I did find out at some point, but he was just not honest with me, and he wanted to leave me. I couldn't let him leave me because I invested 8 months of my life, of my time into this man, so I wouldn't let him go down one this year just like that. And the lady's like, well, those 8 months are officially going to a waste because I am going to you. Iwewe, your country people, varita basa rekuita xenophobia muno muSouth Africa muchititi endai abahambe akiri sibahambe. You want us to go akiri sisi? So now where do you want me to go if you take our men? Muruda kuti isu sakadzi weZimbabwe tiende kupi if you are taking our men? Now my sister, this is more than you took my men and whatnot. This is now a SADC situation. This is now an international case because this is now Zimbabwe versus South Africa, and you're taking our men. So what do you want us to do? Where do we go if you are holding our men hostage? Now, let me tell you, you're not the first girl he's been on the rodeo with. You're not the first rodeo he's been with. But there's something about you, Bali. And there's something about you being South African that just ticks me off. My Zim sisters, I tell them, they listen. But you, wena Bali, I'm going to show you. They call me Matlawantu. What's Lindwe Dikana's nickname? Matlawantu. They call me Matlawantu for a reason. Kashkel Nikshlof for a reason. You are going to die. You're going to be my first murder case. And I do not mind to go to jail for your case. Hanze my friends Nemukadzi yobva anditora, hanze vanga vakandibata ndobva vanditora tanga ndikika mudumbu vachindirova mudumbu. And one of the girls ovati imi mucharova munhu mudumbu chi iye ane pamuviri mucharova chi step child wenyu. Was this woman not prepared? She took a pregnancy test. Nekagaba zvikanzi ita wet. Ndikati yezvo zvikanzi ita wet titange taona kuti tiri kudhila nesituation ipi. They tested me, I was not pregnant, and they said, listen, now that you have nothing of us, it's time for us to you. The friends hanzi vakandirova. And this lady even got to a point yotakaburitsa acid akandipisa roko. Till now, Bali has a mark pese apa pakapiswa roko hanzi yaipisa zvingaite. And this lady was like, if you're not careful, think of your next answer, because if you're not careful, ndukisa acid yoyokumeso. It was brutal, guys. Hanzi, it was so brutal to the extent yekuti ndakavati, listen, just off me, but your man is still gonna go to someone. So basically uchapedza Cape Town yeso uchingotiuraya because of your man who does not want to keep it to himself. So ndandaita hasha dzedzo kuti mukadzi achakangoramba kandisaka kuti okay Bali, you got some steez in you, girl. Okay and my friends akobva ngontarisa, and then ndovati, listen, we just wanted to teach you a lesson. Just leave that man alone, okay? Just leave him alone. Better iwe unditumire mamessages uchiti murume nyaramba achinditsvaga, but iwewe siyana nemurume iyeye. Ndobva ndati you know what, I've learned my lesson. Tiripo on the spot, I blocked the number, I blocked everywhere. Ndikati Big Mike and me, we are done. Now ndobva tadzokera, ndobva vanondisiya pakanaoka, and at that time dzanga dza 9 p.m. ndobva vanomisiya pakanaoka zvikanzi, well, you can make your way home at 9 p.m. ndakapesera ndarara pamall because kuenda kumfuleni unoenda nani, you know, that type of thing. And vanhu vanoshanda marestaurants vaisatombogara nana mfuleni, ndobva ndatozongorara pamall. And the next morning the lady looked for me and said, wakasvika kumbabo? Ndikamti no, ndarara pamall. Zvikanzi, oh, I'm so sorry, she sent me 200 rand. Zvikanzi, go and spoil yourself and do something about it, but leave my man alone. Okay, cool. So inini, remember, I'm chatting a Big Mike or anything. But 1.5 months later, that's when I realized kuti my men's is angwa square. Then I tested, and then I realized I am prego. Now I had to look for the wife and tell her, listen, I am prego. And the wife was like, so don't you say? Shkanzi pipe takatesta. Shkanzi, well, maybe angaichangotanga, you know, that type of thing. And then the wife is like, well, you can't tell my husband. Definitely you can't tell my husband. And I was like, so what must I do? And I told my family, kuti guys, ndoshaitika. So she tried to tell her mom after I and this brutalized and whatnot. And the mom was like, just keep quiet. I know it hurts. Ngatingo consult clinic, but don't try to, do that. Shekuvra cases and whatnot. Our system is corrupt, and Vanava looks like they have money, and and whatnot. I'm really sorry this happened to you, but yeah. So imagine when a family, no one wants to stand up with you for you. So family yake akangota, no, just let it be, vachawana mugove wavo, that type of thing. So she never got to report it. So anyway, back to Nyemimba. I realize I'm pregnant, and the wife is like, so did they say, that type of thing. And she kept ignoring me. She ended up blocking me. So I had to unblock Mike and tell her, Big Mike, and Big Mike was like, so Udot indeed was saying, and I told him, you didn't even look for me, your wife, Chichichi. And Big Mike said, listen, I know my wife did something to you. What she did, I don't know, and I don't care. But she really held me hostage and said I should give her your details. So I know she did something to you, but I knew after what she did to you, you wouldn't talk to me. So that's why I never even bothered to look for you. And I was not really willing to lose my family because of you. So yeah, it is what it is. But this pregnancy, do something about it, because if my wife says she doesn't want it, we don't want it. Me and my wife don't want it. And Bali was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the police, GGG. And he was like, it's fine, you can go, but I don't know, man. You can go, but I don't think they'll find me, basically. So it's up to you. So it got to a point Nemukadzi achakazonditraga futi kuti Mbali, how far? And Mbali was just like, listen, I'm at a point where I just realized you guys don't want anything to do with me, so obviously you don't want anything to do with this child. Can you just make a deal? Like, can you just give me Mari? Mari stops, right? To off the baby. So the wife was like, don't worry, that's okay. In fact, I'll do you a favor. Do you know who I am? And Umbali's like, no, I don't know. She says, I'm a nurse, so don't worry. Come to my hospital. I got book appointment for you. It's on me. And then she went, and the process was done and whatnot, and Abambo got the whole night for observation in hospital. The next day, the lady gave it 2,500 shkanzi for your troubles and just to take care of yourself. That's it. And that was it, guys. So she was saying, the funny thing is, my times another confronted this man. Did you have a wife, Chichichi? Hansi, that man was like, Hansi, he said something like, I know you have a wife, Chichichi. Why wouldn't you tell me you have a wife? And the man was like, sweetie, look at me, head to toe. Look at me. Do you think someone like me would not have a wife? I mean, which woman and what woman doesn't want all of this? What makes you think someone like me would not have a wife? I am the one needed in the market. I am the wanted. What makes you think I am single? Sweetie, get your facts straight. Get your head fixed. What the hell? What I'm saying, he literally said that. He was like, if you look at me, do you really think I'll be single? That's on you. You knew I was married. You just wanted to convince yourself, but deep down, you knew I was married, because you even confronted me the first time I argued with my wife on the phone. Anyone stupid would know that was my wife. You were even stupid, but you knew she was my wife. That's on you, baby girl. You were dealing with a married man, and that's on you, and you knew it. So stop trying to play victim, blah 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 blah. And it was just like, my South African mononets and stuff like that. So she then tried to learn Shona. So now she's very good at Shona because of that, because she was like, listen, I need to understand this language so that for future reference, even during the relationship, she had to learn Shona and whatnot. So akadzinza Shona and Shungu, okay? So this is the small house Saga. See, I know it's a bit unsettling, and I know, but so if you just have an inkling, you go to this person is someone's person, just leave them, because some women will do things. And revenge confessions. For some reason, there's a lady yesterday who texted me. She says, Tani, I really enjoyed your revenge confessions. It's my first time coming across your page, and I have something to tell you. So I was like, I took some time to respond. Then I realized, no, Andichke, give me the pepe. Pepe me with the gist. So she's going to give me the gist. I gave him a number. So it was on a page away because now I'm scared. Some women will do things. Women will kill. Some women will go extra lengths and extra miles to secure their marriage. So just be careful. Yeah, this is it. That's your Small House Saga episode 17, I guess. So yeah, take care, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, blah 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 blah. Sunshine, 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 shine. Yes, I love Bailey Sarian as well. Thank you. Bye. Mwah.